Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we are going to be trying something new here on the channel. If you guys want to see this as a series, let me know down in the comment section below. You guys had a great response to the Bleacher Report article series idea, and this is something else we may consider as the series moving forward. So Brian Baldinger is an NFL Network, Fox Sports analyst for, a lot of different things, and he formerly played in the NFL as a lineman, and he has something called Baldis Breakdowns, where he takes a look at some film and kind of analyzes some of the top players around the league, or just intriguing players in general. Now, he mainly sticks to the offensive and defensive lines because, that was kind of what he was doing in the NFL, and there are a few Tampa Bay Buccaneers that he has highlighted recently that we're going to be taking a look at. And he's done the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the past before, but I just thought it'd be a good idea to kind of react to these. They're very short as well. So we have Vita Vea as the first one. We have Calijah in there as well. Marquise Watch, which is going to be kind of the bigger one to pay attention to in this video today, and Tristan Wirfs. We already know how good Wirfs, Cansey, and Vita Vea are, but Marquise Watts is certainly one of the more interesting ones. And I'm going to be very intrigued to see what Brian Baldinger has to say about all these different guys. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, and I'll be giving some comments throughout these. They're extremely short as well.
Not sure we have ever seen a 360-pound defensive end. Like, you watch him right here, just crush the pocket. On third down right here. Will Levis, I don't think he's ever been hit by a 360-pound defensive end. But he laid him down and put him in the cradle. Nice and soft, though. Like, that's one way that Vita Vea can dominate the line of scrimmage. Just put him anywhere. Anywhere, and he can be dominant.
This is something that everybody's been highlighting too, as Vita Vea playing defensive end. I want to see that more. It's definitely something that makes you wish that the Buccaneers had another really good nose tackle to show the versatility of Vita Vea. Like, we would see very good results, I feel like. Every time Vita Vea has played defensive end, it's gone pretty well, all things considered. So I agree with Brian Baldinger here. Like, again, this is Andre Dillard, just to kind of mute the clip real quick. This is Andre Dillard, former starting left tackle for, I believe, the Philadelphia Eagles, or at least a backup offensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles. I know the Tennessee Titans have had some, let's just say, shifting along the offensive line that has led to issues like this one that we're seeing here. But overall, Vita Vea at defensive end is still something I wish the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would do more, and hopefully it is something that we do see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers doing more moving forward. Overall, great pass rush rep for Vita Vea. Absolutely cooked the left tackle there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Calijah now. Let me let me go ahead and pause that. Full screen, and let's go.
Let's drop in on Calijah here, because fundamentally, technique-wise, you can't split a double team any better than that. Get off the block, make the tackle. Now, this quick escape right here, like, this is hours and hours of work. All right, quick escapes, then you go make the tackle. Like, that's with Pootie Carson at University of Pittsburgh, days and days and hours in the summer making that kind of a play. And then you get this right here. Like, get skinny. Get skinny right there. Get skinny and then flatten and go make the play. You take Derrick Henry down, you knock him backwards, that's good power right there. All right, now you get this. All right, here we go. Time to go play. All right, center picks you up, but you get his grubby hands off him, and he's about getting to the quarterback and affecting this throw. Falls way short of the intended target. Then you put him out at a wide 9. Oh, yeah, put him out at a wide 9 and let him come inside right here. All right, now, when Will Levis goes to make this throw, see that helmet right in the solar plexus? That never feels good, and it always does wobbly things to the ball. Calijah getting busy.
Yeah, what an interesting bit of commentary there from Brian Baldinger. You could feel the excitement. You could feel the overall just love that Brian Baldinger has for what Calijah has been doing, right? And it's very interesting. I don't have to tell you guys that Calijah is pretty good at football, man. He's been able to do a lot of different good things, both as a run stopper and as a pass rusher as well, which was highlighted there in the clips. I mean, again, 75 got cooked here in this situation. That was just intense. 75 had a tough game for the Tennessee Titans. But again, you look at that. That's run defense right there from Calijah. You take a look a couple plays later. Again, another run defensive play where him and Logan Hall get in there to tackle down Derrick Henry, who, to Brian Baldinger's points, a big guy. You want power whenever you're tackling Derrick Henry. So shout out to, Kalijah Kancey to end up making that tackle. And then again, you just see the pass rushing ability here to disrupt the throw of Will Levis on a couple of plays in a row, moving him around in a lot of different ways as well. You see Kalijah Kancey succeeding on the inside, succeeding on the outside. Just to piggyback off of what he's doing there, big Vita Vea in there making a play again. That hurts. I think there was another play that had happened where Will Levis took maybe this was the play that Will Levis took that shot right there, basically to the sternum almost, right? That hurts like nobody's business. I don't even have to, explain that to you guys. Just getting hit in the chest, stomach area hurts, but right there where the sternum is, by a helmet, by a 290-something pound defensive lineman, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. But now we're going to get to, I'm going to do the Tristan Wirfs one before we dive into Marquise Watts, because I feel like that is definitely an interesting one worth paying attention to. Let's go ahead and dive into Tristan Wirfs before we dive deeper into Marquise Watts.
Let's watch Tristan Wirfs. Let's watch the whole play, because there's a lot of technique here that everybody needs to watch. The set. Now watch the right-hand post. Player was coming inside, you bang it with that right hand. A howitzer. Bam, you stone him. You lift him off his feet. He comes back the other way. You put your left hand and you drive him, and you keep the feet moving. All right? Now you stay in front of him. Okay? Your quarterback is scrambling. He leaves the pocket. Now your quarterback gets crushed and the ball's out. Now, let's go pick up the football. Let's recover the loose ball. Any doubt that Tristan Wirfs could be a dynamic fullback? The ball's in his hands. The stiff arm bouncing right off the linebacker's tackle right there. And he picks up 10 yards. Now, of course, you can't advance the fumble except on fourth down. Still, the whole athletic ability of Tristan Wirfs is right there.
Now, obviously, I don't got to tell you guys that Tristan Wirfs is insanely athletic, but Brian Baldinger definitely having some fun there in the second half of the video. But one thing I do want to point out here is that, love this rep from Wirfs, just because you see, to Baldinger's point, like, look, that right hand's ready in case the guy wants to fake from going to the inside or I guess cut from going to the outside into the inside. Wirfs got his right hand ready, right? He is completely prepared for that. And you see that he's shifting his body more so to the left just in case he wants to stay playing the outside. So Wirfs is ready for either scenario in that situation. You see, boom, that defender does try to go cut into that inside. Wirfs had that right hand ready and is able to stand him up, really get a really good rep there in terms of just, again, he's holding a full-grown man back with one hand. That just shows the power of Wirfs. The defensive player realizes that the inside move isn't going to be working, tries to spin it to the outside. Wirfs gets that left hand out. Just really good technique, really good hand movement there from Wirfs. And Baker moves up in the pocket at this point. At this point, like, Tristan Wirfs has already pretty much done his job. There's really not much more for him to do. Eventually, the defensive player is gonna win that situation, but stay with it, right? He stays with it to it was something that I think we don't see very often, right? Is offensive linemen staying with their guy. How many times have we seen offensive linemen just play like this happens and then they just stop, right? Tristan Wirfs is built different. He stays with the guy and it just continues on with that. So, like, very good rep by Tristan Wirfs. I agree 100%. You see a lot of athleticism there. You see a lot of power, but, like, great technique as well from Tristan Wirfs. Let's go ahead and go to the last one, the most interesting one, in my opinion, because it's a guy we don't talk about too often. Marquise Watts. Let's go ahead and dive right into it.
I'm watching this play in the first quarter of the Bucs defense here, and I'm watching number 58 get cut. All right, but he skips right up off the ground like he's made of rubber, and he goes and he makes this play, right? And that's the whole defensive line right there. And they all kind of embrace him. You're giving them fives, like hugging him up, and I'm like, Watts. Marquise Watts. And I'm like, free agent out of Charlotte, undrafted. And then in the fourth quarter, he does this. He comes around a stunt from Vita Vea, and he goes and he hits the throwing arm of Will Levis. And the ball pops up like it's an infield fly rule. And Antoine Winfield recovers it, intercepts it, to ice this game out. And I'm saying to myself, Marquise Watts, maybe it's a name we should pay attention to. It's his first NFL game, and he helps to force the interception. He makes a play on the sideline. Looks like there's a good brotherhood with him out there. Let's follow him this weekend against the 49ers.
So Marquise Watts, by the way, wearing Shaq Barrett's former number of 58. Here you see him, his hand down in almost like a defensive lineman formation. Again, to Baldinger's point, look at how quickly he gets up. Not even a second later, right? He got, essentially clipped down, whatever you want to call it. What crazy athleticism and just ability there. There's a lot of guys that can't do that. I know that. Like, you guys all know that. There's a lot of guys where they get hit and they're down. They can't get up that quickly. For him to not just get up that quickly, like he was barely even knocked down, and then still make a play on that later on to go in there and still run from the line of scrimmage all the way to the sideline to make a tackle, that's a great play. That is a great, great play. There's a reason the defensive linemen were hyping him up. Absolutely, there's a reason. The second play here, to Baldinger's point, Vita Vea is putting in a lot of work in this play. I mean, makes it easy for Marquise Watts, right? I mean, Vita Vea is basically eating a double team here. Marquise Watts slips right on by. It's basically like a triple team on Vita Vea in a way. You see all three of these guys. All three are looking at Vita Vea because they view him as a threat. If the running back would have picked up, part of that is a bad play on the running back. The running back would have picked up Marquise Watts, may have been a bit of a different situation. But you take a look, right guard's slow to get over. Marquise Watts, he's fast, he's athletic, shows good ability. And to Baldinger's point, he hits the arm, he hits Will Levis just enough to disrupt the pass because he's attacking from his throwing arm, and that's where Antoine Winfield got his interception. So Marquise Watts is a guy you may see more of. Brian Baldinger says pay attention to him in the upcoming San Francisco 49ers game. I agree. I think it's a guy who's going to be, definitely making some noise. Definitely worth paying attention to is Marquise Watts, a guy we don't get to talk about very often, and had a couple of good plays. And to Todd Bowles' credit, talked about Marquise Watts, talked about Yaya Diaby stepping up. Those are going to be guys that we may be seeing more in the rotation in the future, behind Shaq Barrett, behind Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, maybe even out snapping a guy like Anthony Nelson, maybe even digging into Shaq Barrett and Joe Tryon-Shoyinka's snap. So a lot of interesting stuff there, guys. A lot of interesting different film reviews from Brian Baldinger. I thought it was a lot of fun. What do you guys think about some of that? His comments and opinions, me kind of piggybacking on his thoughts and opinions. Would love to hear your takes down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.